Almost nobody believed this story was still being written. At 39 years old, an age when legends are usually watching from the stands, Lionel Messi walked onto the biggest stage in football and kept rewriting its history books. Stick around, because the final record on this list may stand untouched for the rest of our lives. Here's how it happened. He arrived in North America carrying a number nobody else in men's football had ever reached: 6 World Cups. From a nervous teenager stepping onto the field for the first time to a captain leading his country once more, 2 decades later, that journey alone put him in a category of one. Only 2 other men in the entire history of the sport have even come close to matching that number. But appearing in 6 tournaments was just the opening chapter. Every match Messi played chipped away at another mark. He now holds the record for the most World Cup matches ever played by a single footballer. Picture every player who has ever dreamed of pulling on their nation's shirt at this tournament. Out of all of them, across a century of football, no one has taken the field more times than him, and the matches kept turning into wins. Piling up one victory is hard enough. Stacking up dozens across 6 different tournaments against the best teams on the planet should be impossible. Yet Messi kept doing exactly that, quietly moving past some of the most decorated names the sport has ever produced. Then came the goals. Not just a few, and not just in one lucky tournament. He found the net in this World Cup, just like he had in the one before it, and the one before that. 5 separate tournaments, 5 separate times he showed up and scored. No man had ever managed that streak. It proved something simple but powerful. This wasn't a hot streak. This was 2 decades of greatness that never faded. Still, scoring goals only tells half the story. Add up every goal and every assist, everything he directly created on the pitch, and the number becomes staggering. Few players in the history of this tournament have been involved in as many goals as Messi. Some nights he finished the chances himself. Other nights he simply handed them to a teammate. Either way, the scoreboard always seemed to move because of him. And somehow, this record barely gets talked about. Across his 6 appearances, Messi has spent more time on a World Cup pitch than almost anyone who has ever played the game. String those minutes together and it's the equivalent of dozens of complete matches, all against elite opposition, all with the world watching. Most bodies break down long before reaching numbers like that. But wearing the armband tells its own story too. Leading a nation isn't just symbolic. It means carrying the weight of an entire country's hopes every single time you step onto the field. Messi has now captained Argentina in more World Cup matches than any player in the tournament's history. That kind of trust from teammates, coaches and fans doesn't happen by accident. Then, right in the middle of this tournament, something happened that shouldn't be possible at his age. While most players are already retired by their late 30s, Messi turned 39 during this very World Cup and kept scoring anyway, becoming the oldest player from his country to ever find the net at this stage. Father Time usually wins. This time, he didn't even show up. At this point, the records start to blur together. Generation after generation, Argentina has handed the world football icons. Yet, when you count every goal Messi has either scored or created for his country at World Cups, no Argentine in history comes close. Every tournament he plays adds another paragraph to a legacy that already reads like fiction. And now, the record that ties everything else together. This is the one that may never be broken. No player in the history of the World Cup has combined this many tournaments, this many matches, this many victories, this many goals, this many assists, and this many moments. As captain, all inside one single career. It isn't one achievement standing above the rest, it's the entire body of work. From a shy kid making his debut in Germany, to lifting the trophy in Qatar, to still breaking records on American soil years later, Messi has built something no scoreboard can fully capture. It might take another generation before anyone even gets close,